Hey guys, welcome to Desk Jockey Physio, where we help active desk folks feel and move better. My name is Mitch Starkman. I'm an FCAMP registered physiotherapist and sports medicine clinic owner here in Toronto. Thanks for stopping by. Hey everyone, two quick updates before we jump into today's video. Number one, we have a free giveaway today. If you head over to deskjockeyphysio.com/guide, you can download your 5-step guide of how to set up the perfect laptop home office, which you can do right here, okay? And number two, we are now offering online physiotherapy sessions for you folks out there. To learn more about that, head over to deskjockeyphysio.com/online, and we'll see you there. All right, otherwise, enjoy the video, guys. Thanks for watching. No, not a question. Okay, so what we're gonna do, guys, is go through a couple different movements today. I think everyone's been on before, but if you haven't, we have our camera set up front, one to the side, and I'll be kind of checking up people over here, and Jesse's gonna be giving some feedback as well. So first thing I want everyone to do is just kind of, we're talking about necks and headaches today, is just make your way onto your back. And we're just gonna completely relax down, hands at your side, and legs straight out in front of you, and totally let the ground take you, okay? This is just kind of just getting your body set. Now, I want everyone to pay particular attention in this position to what the base of the neck feels like. Do you feel like you're extended a little bit up like this, your chin's poked? Do you feel that you're kind of flattened down? Or do you feel turned to one side versus the other? Get an appreciation for what that feels like. And that will let you know, as we work through this, where some of that tightness might be. But also just take a moment to take a couple of deep breaths in and just let yourself sink into the floor a little bit, like your hands and everything fall, because a lot of headaches lie in tension, muscle tension, and compression of certain parts of the neck. So just go ahead and let that neck fall back, chin gently relax up towards the sky, and just feel. Again, are you twisted? Are you shifted? Just pay attention to that and try to breathe into that position. As you guys are hanging out there, I'm going to talk about kind of some of the exercises we're going to go through today. Some are mobility. We're going to do one strength and activation exercise as well to try to activate some of the muscles that tend to get a little bit underwhelmed or underactive during headaches and upper trap tension. So take your 3 deep breaths in this position, every time letting your chin kind of gently come down and tuck as opposed to being up and extended. Deep breath in and out. As you breathe out, tuck that chin down. Deep breath in again. And out. Tuck that chin. And then again, one more time, deep breath in. Out. And tuck the chin down. Awesome. Good. And so I hope you guys have a feel of sort of what that looks like and what that understanding of tension is in the back of the neck. Now, for our first exercise, we've done this before. We're going to go ahead and grab onto our foam rollers or a rolled up towel, okay? One of the two. And we're going to go ahead and tackle the upper back a little bit, see if we can improve the extension of our upper back. To get us out of this position, we have to first improve our extension and ability to get up upright in our upper back. So what we're going to do here, guys, is use your towel or your foam roller. Go ahead and place it at the base of your shoulder blades. Hands together. You're going to go ahead and kind of scoop them underneath and support the back of your head. And just gently arch or extend back. Elbows pointing towards the sky. And come back to middle. And again, gently arch and extend back. And come back to middle. And I want you to just gently rock into this position. And we're going to do 5 pumps or 5 extensions, slow and controlled in this position. And once you feel that stretch start to fade, or you notice that that stretch seems a little bit different, what you're then going to do is simply go ahead and bring your bum a little further down, and then go ahead and try that segment. If you're using the towel, again, it's not quite as much of a stretch, but you should feel a local tenderness just around where the towel is, and a bit of opening up and mobility. Should be gentle. There should be no pain or discomfort with this. That looks great, guys. Good. And go ahead and extend. Deep breaths in with this. Breathe out as you arch back. Good. And then again, make sure we're talking about headaches today, so your neck should be nice, supported, and controlled. And once you've gone ahead and kind of felt that stretch start to fade from that position, you're going to gently rock forwards once again and do the same thing where you're extending back and moving just a millimeter up and extending up again. And you can really feel that open up. And if you don't quite feel it on your towel anymore because you've loosened up, go ahead and double up that towel or fold it in half to get a little bit more of a stretch. You notice I'm using all pink stuff today. Pink foam roller, pink mat. Feeling pink this Friday. And we're gonna go ahead and go one step down again and extend up. Really extend, feel those shoulders open up. Neck nice and supported. As you extend. Awesome work, guys. Keep going. Oh. And one more spot, we're gonna go up just to the base of shoulder blades, right where your neck plugs into or attaches on the top of the shoulders, and extend back. This is a really nice one to do if you're sitting at your computer or working away, just to kind of open things up a little bit more. Great work. And extend and open up. Deep breath in and out. You want to kind of just fully relax over that roller. Awesome. Hopefully that feels a little bit looser and a little more wonderful. Now, next up, I want everyone to grab onto a cross ball, tennis ball, tortural tool of choice, as I like to say, because we're going to use this to fully extend, open up this part of our back, okay? For our shoulders. So we've done this one before. We're going to take this and get it up into the meaty part of the upper shoulder here. Okay, we call these the trap grinders. There are two options for this. Option one is going to be laying down flat on the ground. Option two, we'll be using a wall to stand up and do this action again. So standing up and leaning against the wall. I'm going to show the laying down version here, but the same thing is done whether you're standing against the wall or laying on the ground. So ball is going to come up into the top of the upper shoulder here. We're going to lay down on top of that. And you're going to kind of just gently roll around to find where you might feel some tension, some tightness, some muscle knots, and sink into it. And once you find that spot that feels oh so tender and oh so wonderful, what I then want you to do is gently lean in and lift that arm up overhead. Come back down, lift that arm up overhead. As that arm comes up, you should feel increased compression and pressure over the ball. So a gentle pull as you extend back into different positions. Now, it shouldn't be painful, but it should be a little bit uncomfortable, meaning it should be about a 3 out of 10 of discomfort that you're feeling. If it's too much, then what you want to do is roll off of it, or like I said, go to a wall, so it's a little less uncomfortable. If it's too much, then, it's too little, then you can simply bridge up and add more compression. So keep working that arm in different angles. If you don't feel that spot anymore, simply move it to another part on the upper shoulder. Sink in again, and extend back. I'm gonna find some nasty bits on my shoulder that I haven't woken up yet today. And you might feel some things kind of bristling or pricking or cracking over the ball. That's a good thing. Once you kind of getting the rust off, but there should be no pain, no pinching in the shoulder joint itself. It should be a gentle motion. Great, well that looks really good. Even I want everyone to kind of take their hand and come across their body. Now you're going to reach across 5 times. And you're reaching for something you can't quite reach. As far as you can, stretch. Let that ball kind of roll in towards the rib cage a little bit as you do that. Awesome. Good. And just while you're on the ground, take that ball out and gently do 5 shoulder rolls on the ground. 5 slow, controlled shoulder rolls. Great. And once you've done those shoulder rolls nice and controlled, we're then going to go ahead and once you've done your 5, grab that ball and switch shoulders. So now we're going to head over to the other side, sneak in the back, find that oh so juicy spot. Again, search around. Once you find that area that needs a little bit of love, we're then going to go ahead and work this. Now, what we're working on here is our upper trap. This muscle runs from the shoulder blade to the spine, right up toward the base of the neck. So it really plays a huge role in headaches and how we position our head and our neck throughout the day. So giving it a little bit of love can really help us take off some of that tension that we get into our shoulders, into the back of the skull. Some short-term discomfort, some long-term gain. Awesome. And work it through. And again, remember to go on angles here, guys. Let's go across and overhead for 2, and straight overhead for 2, and then out in a bit of a Y position or fan for 2 as well. Gently working these different ranges, feeling oh so good about it. Oh. And then what I want everyone to do now, again, is reach across your body like we did before. Hit a nice good spot, find a juicy little trigger point, and then go ahead and reach across your body. And let's go for 5 of those. Really pull on different angles, find those spots that feel tighter. And reach. If you want to do a couple more pulls because you found a juicy spot, keep going. Oh, beautiful. Good. And if you're done, simply kind of relax those shoulders down again. And I want you just to go ahead and do 5 of those nice big shoulder rolls again. You can be sitting or standing. Now, we're going to stay laying down, but for this next exercise, what we're going to do here is we're now going to get into one of the biggest headache culprits, which is these guys right here at the base of the skull. So if you kind of use your thumbs and gently press down, you'll find there's a bit of a dip where your skull meets the top of your neck, and that's what we're going to work on next. Okay? So what we're going to do is grab onto your ball, and once you've found that little bit of a tender spot, that dip into here, you can get that ball and sink down and find that ledge, and that's where we're going to work into that ledge. So your ball should almost sit nicely. If you have 2, you can always put them in a sock, and you can have a double ball for this, but we're going to assume everybody has one, and we're going to go with that. So if I have my 1 ball here, I'm going to put that into that base of my cranium on here, and gently roll around, nod, and find that point where you feel that tension on that ball. And you're going to just go ahead and use the weight of your head to gently sink into that position. Close your eyes and gently nod your chin up and down on that ball. Now, I know for some folks up there, like Pauline, I know for you, the left side here, you'll probably feel a little bit more than the right. And so you want to be conscious, you kind of work the area that feels tender. So we're going to start on our left side, and we're going to gently tuck and rock. And you might find certain spots here that are tighter or have more tension than the other as you rock. Gentle tucks. And then I want you to go ahead and try your chin on different angles. So you keep going with that. My chin is going down like this. I can change angles a little bit to the side and to the other side. So we're rocking different positions here. So you're working through all these different angles with that ball, but only put enough pressure again that you feel that 3 out of 10 discomfort, because this can be a little bit irritating. So gently just work through, you know, almost scrub, gently rotate your head side to side over the ball. If it's too much pressure, take some of the pressure of your head off as you gently rotate side to side. Beautiful. And now 5 nods down. Good. 4 and 5. Good. And then kind of shake that off a little bit. You take that ball out and just kind of relax for a second. And now we're going to go ahead and change sides. This is one that if you're having headaches is a really nice one to hang out in and spend some time working on. A lot of those headaches behind the eye or that wrap around the side of the skull really route in this region. So finding some of these spots can be really helpful. So go ahead and tuck underneath. Rock that chin down. Now let's go ahead and do 5 nods down now on the right side with that ball sinking in each time. I feel that. 5, good. And then what I want everyone to do is just shift that ball over a little bit on the outside and now do 5 more nods in that position. Use that ball to kind of dig in. Make sure you breathe through it. Good. And now holding that ball in the same spot, we're going to go through those rotational scrubs. So you're going to rotate side to side here. So gently rotate left to right, back and forth on top of that ball. Gentle rotations. I want 5 of those all the way over, all the way back, keeping that ball, that trigger point in place as you work through that. If you've done 5, you can go ahead and take that ball out. And once the ball's out, I want you to take a moment and just go back to that position we were at the start where you kind of just lay here with your head gently relaxed down and see where your head rests now. See if it's still up here, if your chin's poked. If you can get your chin a little more tucked, a little lower towards the ground, like your chin towards your throat. And stay here. Right, and just gently rock and get a feel for that. Now, when you're ready, we're gonna sit back up. And I wanna do a little bit of a muscle activation here. So take the time you need. That's a nice relaxing one, so to kind of get out of that position. And we're gonna go ahead and grab onto our resistance band. And here what we're gonna do is with this band, we're gonna grab on here at shoulder height. You can also, if you don't like sitting cross-legged, you can kneel up like this. And we're gonna go ahead with our shoulders at our sides and just gently rotate out and back in. Rotate out and back in, nice and controlled, back and forth. So I want 8 reps of these on both sides. We're gonna stay here nice and controlled, rotate out and back. That's 2. Right, and you feel the shoulder blades gently squeeze together as you do this. Gently feel that activation happening in between the shoulder blades. There should be no pain, no discomfort with this. But really important as you guys do this, I don't want your shoulder blades coming up. I want them staying down, relaxed, and rotating through. We're trying to turn off these upper shoulder muscles and engage the middle of the shoulder blades. So keep going with that. If you haven't done 8, that's okay. Keep going. If you have done 8, simply take a rest. And I want you to go ahead and do 5 shoulder rolls backwards. 4 and 5. Beautiful. Kind of roll that out. And then when you're ready, dive back in. We're going to do that again. So up here, grabbing on, and rotating out. 2, 3, 4, remembering to breathe, and again, those shoulder blades aren't riding up. They are staying down low and controlled as you go through this motion. Really important that we get our rotator cuff and our lower shoulder blade muscles to be active in order to shut down these overactive ones up overhead that can really lead and dive into headaches. Great. Good. So hopefully that feels a little bit looser, a little more active. That is good. If you've done 2 rounds of 8 of that, that's great. If you haven't, keep going. Now, this next stretch here we've done, and if those of you joined us before, it's the armpit stretch. So we're gonna now get into this muscle called the levator scapula that runs from the base of the skull right down to the top of the shoulder blade, and we wanna work together here to try to open that up. Now we've kind of mashed them with balls, we've loosened them up, we've activated the lower half of the shoulder blade. Now we wanna stretch out the upper portion. So we're gonna go ahead and take our right hand here, and we're gonna sit on that to anchor it down. If you're sitting in a chair, you can simply just put this underneath your bum. Then with this hand, you're gonna reach up and grab into that base of the skull, where your fingertips are kind of grabbing on the right side of your skull with your left hand. And you're gonna go ahead and gently pull your chin down towards your opposite armpit. So I'm stretching my right side, I'm pulling my chin down to my left shoulder. And I'm pulling down and holding that stretch. I'm taking a deep breath in and out. As I breathe out, I'm diving that stretch a little bit deeper. Deep breath in again and out. Good. And in again and out. As you breathe out, think about that stretch getting a little bit deeper and diving a little bit closer towards your armpit as you hold that. Your shoulder blade stays stable here and to press down. Deep breath in again and out. Amazing. And gently come out of that stretch. That's a really nice one. You should feel really pick up the back side of the neck there. It feels oh so good. And now we're gonna go ahead and give the left side, some love. So left hand up overhead, we're gonna put that guy underneath the bum. And again, grab onto the base of the neck on that side and go ahead and pull it down in towards your armpit and hold that stretch. Now keep going with that. Just want to reiterate here, you're not doing it from this position. Notice where my back is here. We are coming upright and tall, stabilizing up top, and engaging in that stretch here. So not here, but up top. Keep going with that stretch, guys. And hold. If you feel any tingling numbness with this, it's not a good stretch for you. Back out of it. It should be slow, controlled, and comfortable. I'm gonna hold that. Oh, it feels so good. As I pull that stretch and come out of it. Shake it off a little bit. Beautiful. And we're gonna do one more set of those per side. I want everyone again to grab onto that right hand, put that underneath your bum, left hand up top, and we're gonna go ahead and pull down in towards it. That looks really good, guys. If the first time you did this, you kind of pulled on probably the same angle you're pulling right now, I want you to try to vary that a little bit. Try pulling a little bit on different axes. If you pulled towards your armpit before, pull towards your armpit and towards your hip at the same time. Change the angle slightly, and you should feel it pick up a little bit differently in the back side of the shoulder. And hold that stretch. Find an area, search around and find where you need that stretch and work there. And make sure you're breathing in and out. Great. Come back up, shake that off. Same thing, left hand up in the air behind the bum. reach up and stretch that left side out. Chin down towards your shoulder. On the opposite side, again, choosing a slightly different angle than last time. Deep breath in and out. This will really help with that tension, tightness in the back of the neck, headaches. This is the headache killer. Or I just call it that at least. And you're gonna hold that position. Good. One more deep breath in and out. Awesome. Whew. All right. One more exercise today that we're gonna do, okay? To kind of bring it all together, and it's one that again is homework for you to take with you after this today to really kind of solidify some of the movements that we're adding in. So this one is just simply a chin tuck. Okay, I'm gonna show this from the side. The movement here is coming up tall. We're gonna use the upper back range we gained earlier today to extend and come up tall. We're gonna take our chin, imagine a swivel coming through our ears, and we're going to tuck and relax. Tuck and relax. The movement is not this. I'm not pulling my head back. Notice where my chin is. I'm not doing this. I am swiveling, rotating to open up and stretch. You should feel this in the base of the neck as you do this. So get up here, hold, tuck and hold, tuck and hold, tuck and hold. And keep going with that. Great work. That looks really good, guys. And then you can add, if you want, a little bit extra overpressure here with your finger in your hand. I want 10 of these with added pressure, or simply just tuck and go ahead and go for 10. Nice, controlled. Good work. Good. Shake it off. Let yourself go back into that crummy posture that you love to be in. Kind of rock out a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and do one more set of those. Okay. We're going to come back up tall. Back up where we want to be. And 10 more of these chin tucks. Now, I challenge you today, for every few hours of today, call it every 2 hours, to put yourself back in this position and do 10 more of these chin tucks. To just remind yourself where you're supposed to be, or where your body kind of can get a little bit more in a more comfortable position, because a lot of us are spending time in this position. So just reversing yourself into something new. We like to say the next position being the best position reminds you to stay out of a static, sort of neutral posture all day long. Great. And if you've done 10 of those, guys, we're gonna make our way back on to the floor as we finish up here today. We're gonna go flat onto our backs, just right to where we started. I want everyone to kind of hang out here, and you can stay here for the remainder of as long as you want. And I want you just to notice, if you let everything fall, your shoulders roll out, your hips roll out, your chin fall where it wants to fall, and just appreciate where that is now compared to before. Was your chin more tucked before at the start of this, and now you find it's resting more down towards your rib cage? Great. Are you maybe more deviated toward your left side than the right? Okay, then maybe we want to work on some tightness on the left side. Or are you sitting and feeling nice and comfortable and a lot looser than before? Then good work. All right, but this gives you a bit of information as to how you started and how you're ending, and a way you can start your kind of headache protocol to find the areas where you need to work the most. So go ahead and take yourself 5 deep breaths here, and after that you continue on with your day, or you can stay here and hang out nice and relax, one of the two. Either way, thank you for joining us today. As always on Synergy Live, it's always a pleasure,